There's no better time to find these tremendous Mazda savings than right now at Team Mazda. Get 0% financing on any new Mazda CX-5, Mazda CX-30, Mazda CX-50, or the Mazda CX-90. Find out just how much you can save at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hoo-wee.
That's right.
7:03 on a Tuesday.
7:03?
Ooh-wee.
Look what you did.
Yes, we did.
I don't often listen.
And period, end of sentence.
Period, end of sentence.
Yes.
But did I hear you say something that had the word 60 in it?
You did. Not so much for us, but north of here,
Oh,
Wednesday
not
night
so
and
much for
Thursday.
us.
Well, we're going to be flirting with that 70. So, yeah, some of them might creep into the 60s.
You saw there were 60s on his board
Yeah.
for the dew point.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so we know that the temperature can't ever drop below dew point. It's
Well,
as low
when
as we
it-
can go,
you
but the
know.
lower that goes, the lower the temperature goes. I pay attention to these. I try to these
As you
guys.
step outside though today with that cup of coffee, did you
Very
feel it?
comfortable.
Yeah.
Lower
it's nice.
humidity, very comfortable, absolutely.
That actually
Yeah,
is
let's
coffee.
check
Look,
what's
we,
in
we
his
were just
cup.
checking to make sure.
So what do you
Wait,
put in
where's
your
the camera?
coffee?
I don't know how
Making
many.
sure it's-
Oh, there
Yeah.
we go.
What's in your coffee, Johnny?
Usually it's clear and it ain't water.
Hello. Well, one Splenda, one little sugar packet.
Okay.
And I kind of cream it up with. Have you ever done the Bailey's Irish cream in your coffee?
No.
Bailey's Irish
brand
cream
new.
right
Brand
there.
new.
Oh
It's
my
brand
God.
new.
This just
It's
in.
just in.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you haven't
right.
tried Kahlua
just
or
in.
Bailey's.
I love it.
Well, Kahlua.
I said I
A
love
cap
it.
full
It's
of
already
Bailey's
a-
and a jigger full of Kahlua.
Oh, jeez.
Wonderful.
Kahlua is
It's like
already
a
that
Mississippi
coffee
mud and what daiquiri.
Can we have that
And
every
half
morning?
and half. Mississippi
Well, you know
mud,
what? Our
Mississippi-
guests that we put in the green room keep
Yeah.
waiting for the mimosas that we were the screwdrivers.
keep
or
saying
the,
that.
I know.
I mean,
We'll
I'm
talk
still
to-
waiting for him, too.
You think Joe's watching? Our general
Oh.
manager? Hey, now there you go. And you always need bacon. You think Joe's our general manager's watching? We can get that mimosa bar happening.
I think so. I think so.
So temperature and dew point get close together. You get fog. But
Right.
What else happens? Anything?
Well, now the temperature and the dew point are going to be further away from each other, so
Right.
it gets really comfortable
I like
out
that.
there. And yeah, you're going to love it. It's going to feel so good out there the next couple of days. All right, I guess that's the preamble to do weather here. So there you have a beautiful
And
shot
cute.
over Falls River. You can't see the moon anymore, but it was big and bright and beautiful. And if you didn't get a chance to look at it, we are going to see several more of those chances. 75 degrees, but really the big thing is that it feels exactly the same way, and that's going to be the deal over the next couple of days. Temperature, dew point, a little bit further apart, so it feels the same way. If you didn't get a chance to look at the super blue sturgeon moon, you should actually get one more crack at it tonight into early tomorrow morning, just because it's so big and bright. It is a super moon, and we have more super moons on the way. I think 3 more before the year is done. 95 was the high yesterday, but remember, the reason why we only got to 95 yesterday is because it was so cloudy for a big part of the day. Today is going to be different. We're going to be about the same mark, but for a different reason, because we're going to be behind that cool front. You know, at this point last year, 16 out of the first 19 days of August were at or above 100, and it ended up being 24 out of 31 days. So right now, that 4 that we have so far so good, comparatively speaking, definitely sizes up well. Now that we're in the wake of that front, we get that northerly flow. We love that this time of year. Again, it doesn't make a big difference in the temperature department until we get to the overnight low temperatures. And there you see places like New Roads, over to Macomb, Bogalusa, they will all have low temperatures in the upper 60s. That's tomorrow morning, and then the same exact thing expected one more time on Thursday morning. Here's the culprit, that front that kind of backdoored its way in here, unleashing that dry, stable air. Now it stalls to the south, and it just kind of sits parked down there, and really we're not going to see much in the way of rain chances. All the flickers of green on your screen not actually hitting the ground. We zoom out and we barely see anything more than that. Now let's get a look at Hurricane Ernesto. I'm waiting for that 7 a.m. update. It still says 4 a.m., still says 75 miles per hour, but at the end of this, it's losing its definition, and it looks like it probably is downgraded to a tropical storm. Nothing else tropical over the next 5 to 7 days. Big ridge of high pressure holds on, but over the next few, as we get into the latter part of the week, we'll work a little weakness right here, a little troughiness into that ridge, maybe sneak a couple of rain chances back in here. So no chance of rain between now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, going into Thursday night, and it still looks like it is completely dry. Next chance of rain Friday into the weekend, and those chances are relatively low. So it's no surprise that over the next 7 days, we're barely going to see anything rain-wise, less than 1/4 of an inch altogether. High 96 today, feels like 96, and we finally have a day without a heat advisory. No heat advisory anywhere near us. So we get down to 73 in the city tonight, but again, I think we can do even better as we get to Thursday morning. Right now, I've got it at 71. Wouldn't be surprised if we pop it down again to 70, and again, that means places north of Baton Rouge could see a couple 60s. Not too bad this time of year. 7:07 out your door. Johnny A., what do you say?
Starting to see some traffic coming in from Denham Springs to Baton Rouge. Nothing unusual for 7:07 in the morning. And Airline Highway's getting a little busy this morning. This is going to be on Airline Highway coming in from Prairieville, right around Hoosiatu Road, Antioch. We definitely see some Highway 73 traffic there on as well. And then there's your Denham Springs to Baton Rouge on the interstate. And you can also see Florida Boulevard and some of the other streets in and around the area. Bumper-to-bumper traffic before Juban on I-12 West all the way into East Baton Rouge Parish. That's the Amite River Bridge in the upper right corner of your screen this morning. Take you back out to our traffic flow map, right on down toward Vacherie, St. James Parish, and the train derailment that happened in the overnight hours causing headache for morning commuters. Highway 20 is still completely closed both directions due to that train derailment. Not a hazmat situation. The two cars that kind of jumped the track, they stayed upright and they were empty. So that's good news. They're hopeful that by hopefully 8 o'clock maybe. So we'll keep an eye on that for you and let you know as soon as that is open. And then again, I-12 at the 4-H Club Road area facing the Amite River Bridge. Traffic starting to slow down again before that at Juban. 7:08, 9 News Now, always live, always local, recapping your morning. Liz Coe, Matt Williams next with headlines. Stay with us.
All right, 7:10 your time right now. It's also 7:10 up Chicago way. We happen to share a time zone.
Sure
They're just a little bit north of here. They are getting ready for day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. The former President Barack Obama, actually the First Lady as well, former First Lady Michelle Obama set to speak. That's happening today. Day 1, actually you had the current president actually step up and then kind of pass the torch to the current VP looking to replace him.
That's it. Now, Kamala Harris officially took the roll call, assuming the position of the Democratic nominee during a virtual roll call, but she's expected to officially do that during this week here. But as Matt mentioned, President Joe Biden kind of taking that keynote speech there. The theme largely focused on President Joe Biden, shifting that power to let Kamala Harris become that Democratic nominee for the upcoming election. Still a lot of info left ahead in this week ahead, so we're going to follow that for you. Also following Trump and Vance on the campaign trail as they make their way to a couple of key states, including Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, again later on this week.
Another national headline with some local ties to it, obviously. AT&T workers on strike, union workers on strike right now, pushing back against the company, saying there are unfair labor practices going on. Liz, you got like 17,000 strike?
Across the Southeast, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, multiple states involved. So you have about tens of thousands of employees here where you're going to see a lot of those red strikes with the initial CWA. That's the Communications Workers of America Union. And they say that AT&T has not been meeting them at the table when it comes to renegotiating that contract. They say that they're actually walking back on some of the promises made during these initial conversations. Now they say AT&T is not showing up at all. The company says they've shown up since day 1 and they're trying to find some common ground, but no progress has been made here since Friday, since CWA came out with that statement. Now, right now, there's no exact clarity on how this is going to impact you as these employees strike. We're going to follow this conversation as you see more of these sites of protests around the South.
A lot of other things to get to for you, including the red dust updates from Ascension Parish. I want to let you know that Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality and the parish have now entered into an agreement. DEQ is going to figure figure out how to spend the money. The parish is then going to figure out how to clean it all up. This is just the beginning of a multi-pronged, multi-step endeavor to get that all solved out there.
Let's talk about another waste solution issue here.
Yeah.
This is actually a solution to help you figure out where to throw away your waste. This is actually there off of Starcourt Lane, there off of Gardier Lane. If you need a place to throw away maybe some hazardous material, well, in Baton Rouge, you can drop the items off here. Just bring your valid ID and a bill that shows where you live to prove your residency. It's going to be open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. All the details waiting for you in that story on the 9 News app.
Let's keep you in Gardier, because that's where Matt Venezia was live this morning with the Gardier initiative. That's going on like 20 years, right? Really helping the community move forward with just about anything and everything, from cleaning up right there to keeping kids educated and offering community support. Again, he was out there talking with the folks this morning about moving it forward. That's
because they just wrapped up a middle and high school program really focused on service projects and how they're teaching students to give back into their own community. This is a multi-pronged effort. You've got the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, BREC, Gardier Initiative, volunteers, a lot of churches in the area donating their time and efforts to make sure Gardier stays the safe community that it's become over the last 2 or so decades. Matt, incredible to see.
Remember the conversations we had about jails, juvenile jails, and EBR, need to put together a task force and figure out what's wrong, how to move forward. They're actually getting together a little bit later on today.
4 p.m. today at Council Chambers. That conversation, they're going to get some presentations from architects and a number of different juvenile justice groups today. If you'd like to weigh in, Matt mentioned it, 4 to 6 p.m. at Council Chambers.
Sunbucks, you know what they are? Summer EBT, that kind of a thing. There's phase 1, phase 2. This is now phase 3. Open up. You can actually register for it. A lot of kids are automatically registered. Some are not. So if you want to figure out if you are actually automatically qualifying, find this story at WAFB.com, your 9 News app. Make sure you are good to go. If you're eligible for it, Summer EBT phase 3.
Let's talk about lunch here. Foodie Fix, 9 a.m. this Thursday. You can buy a voucher to a great restaurant, Mestizo.
There you go.
$12.50 is going to get you a $24 voucher to eat at a local restaurant. But Jordan Basham, Where to Go 225 on Instagram, she's going to kind of show you some of the dishes inside Mestizo that they're really eyeing these days. 9 a.m. Thursdays when that conversation's happening.
Let's go eat.
Have any of you actually tried it there?
Yes.
It's
Friday night.
Mestizo's fantastic.
I never have Louisiana Mexican.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Jim Urdial is amazing.
Call ahead.
Staff.
They do take reservations, and they can't put your name on a walk-up list, but it'll be a wait. Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, it'll be a wait.
Well, that tells you it's good, though.
That's it. Lunch and dinner.
All
Great.
right.
Ooh. Okay, before you go off for lunch, come back and join us. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
It's Truck Month at Team Toyota, where you'll find great savings on the reliable and versatile Toyota Tacoma. Or get 1.99% financing on the new Toyota Tundra or $3,000 customer cash. Don't miss these tremendous savings during Truck Month happening now at Team Toyota.